Welcome back, survivors. By the end of this video, you'll have a ship that can launch from the planet, dock at the space station, visit the moon, all while checking the asteroids for those elusive ores, and then land safely back on the planet at your home base. No giant mobile base that takes a long time to build, and you'll get this done today. Let's see what we're building. Just your first flying ship, nothing special. It's small, efficient, gets the job done, has enough fuel to get in and off of the planet and to all the places that I mentioned, with extra. Let's go ahead and get started building. We're just going to put down a structure piece to start it off. That way we have a little bit of height. One. And then I'm going to put some armor blocks. That way it gives us something to place our cockpit on, which we're going to put down first. We're just going to put it right there. And then we can go ahead and delete those. And I'm going to start off with the cargo container. We're only going to put one on. And then we're going to do hydrogen tanks. I'm going to put 3 on. And then I'm going to put 2 oxygen tanks, either side. Alright. Shape's already coming along. From here, I'm going to put our H2O2 generator on so that we can make ice when we're out in the field. We're going to put 1 there. And I'm going to put 2 on just in case we have to fill it up. It's a little faster. Alright, and from here, I'm going to take these blocks, just regular armor blocks, and I'm going to bring it down. And more. And then I'm going to delete those. Because we're going to put our spacer on. And take, and that's found in here. And we're going to use a slice. Put it there, and then we're going to grab our connector. We're going to put it right there. Then we're going to go back to our armor blocks. We're going to put a line right there to give our landing gear something to sit on. And I'm going to put it right about there. We're going to place the rest of the landing gear as well at this point. So I'm going to take armor block right there, 2 down. I should bring it in line with the other landing gear. And we can double check that if we want by... Yeah, you can just eyeball it, it's right there. Alright. We got our landing gear, we got hydrogen tanks, we got oxygen tanks, we got an O2H2 generator to fill those tanks, we got a cargo container. Now all we really need is some more of the basics. We're gonna need thrusters and a gyro, and then everything else is optional. I'm gonna throw an ore detector on there, I'm gonna throw antenna on there, and then we also have our batteries. That's not optional. We're gonna put them right there. We're gonna put 2 on. Probably get away with 1, but I like to have 2. We're gonna take our hydrogen thrusters. We're gonna go up 1 size.
Suit energy low.
And we're gonna put it in right here so that the connector is on the connector of that hydrogen tank right there. We're gonna do 1 more on the other side. That's going to be our lift thrust. We're gonna put 1 right on the back right here, our forward thrust. Alright. We're gonna place our small conveyor ports for our littler thrusters. And we're gonna do 1 straight one right here, 1 straight one right there. Same on the other side, 1 right there and 1 right there. Alright, and then we're going to take...
No suit energy.
Oh, we're gonna die. Alright, crisis averted. Alright, we're gonna put... Forgot to put a straight one back here on either side. And then we're going to change this into a cross section. Yep, cross section. Put that on either side. Looking like this. And you know what? Give me just a second, and I'm gonna weld all this up so you guys have a clear image of where it's at. There we go. Now we're gonna place our small thrusters. We only need 3 on each side, the left and right side. We're gonna go with the small ones. And I'm just gonna put this one here, here, here. Same on the other side. Right. And we need some in the front to stop us going forward. So I'm gonna grab these and I'm going to select the curved ones. And in fact, to make sure that you guys have no issues stopping, we're going to do this as well. We're gonna put a cross junction right. Yeah, and we're gonna put a cross junction again. We're gonna make two more, just like that. And then we're gonna put our thrusters on. I wanna let me, there we go. It is trying to go through it. There. There. So these are so that we don't slam into anything when we're coming in a little too hot. These are for directionals, and we'll need some at the top. And then that'll be the last. Let me go recharge real quick. Oh, we can do that right here. Alright, so let's get the top thrusters on. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a curved, and we're gonna bring it in like this. We're gonna go to a T-junction, we're gonna space it out. So, 2 right there, 1 right there, and I want 3, because I don't need too much downward thrust on the planet, and this ship is pretty light, so 3 should do it just fine in space. If you find you have a little trouble, you can replace this with a T as well, and put one like that, and you can have one like that. And in fact, let's just go ahead and do that anyway. And then let's go to our straight. We're gonna put one right there, there, there to make sure they're connected, and then we're gonna throw our thrusters on. And now let's put our gyros on. I'm gonna put them down here. I'm gonna do 2 so that we have no issues turning this ship. If you find you do have issues turning it, you can put a couple more on as well, and that'll increase your gyro strength. And then since we're down here, let's throw the ore detector up here as well in this little nook. And that is all of the basics, guys. You have your upward thrust, you have your downward thrust, you have your sides to sides, your forwards, and your backwards. That's all it takes. And you have enough hydrogen tanks in here. And you have the generators, so you can fuel it. To fuel it, you'll just throw some ice in here, and it'll automatically make it into hydrogen and oxygen. The oxygen tanks are so you can breathe in space. Cockpit is obviously to control it. Cargo container to store stuff. Your batteries to provide power. Landing gear so that you can lock to the ground. Connector so that you can connect to bases and space stations. Ore detector so that you can, you know, find the ores. Gyros so you have movement like this. That's pretty much all there is to it. Once you understand it, it's simple. You can design this however you want, and armor it up however you want. I am actually going to put a curved one going down like this. I know it doesn't connect, but it'll look cool. And then we can put our antennas right away so you guys know that I'm putting an antenna on. I'm actually going to put 2 on. There's no reason. I just think it looks better with 2 like this. I'm going to get this welded up and we'll come back and we'll go ahead and test it out. Oh, I'll fill it up with ice too. Like I said, you just throw it in the container and it'll automatically fill it up. See you in a minute. Alright guys, got some ice in there. Let's go ahead and disconnect this by just grinding off these. Get all these out of the way. You can see it's holding itself up. Let's give it a little test run here. Goes up, side to side, down, and it turns. Alright. gonna turn this off right here. Okay. So now that we got that all built up, the essentials and everything, I will show you a few tricks with the control panel. So press K to go into our control panel, and we're going to make a couple of groups here. We're going to select our batteries. We're going to click this icon right here. It's to group the selected blocks, and then you can double click on the name, and we're going to call this the fly. So we're going to name it batteries dash fly. That way, if we have several grids, connected together, we can tell which batteries are which. And then we're going to turn one of these off, the antennas, because I only need one to show up on the HUD. And then we're going to take the hydrogen tanks and we're going to group those as well. And we're going to name that hydro tanks dash fly. I'm going to do the same with the thrusters, except I'm going to call these thrusters all fly. So we're going to come out here and we're going to grind down front facing hydrogen. Oh. We're going to lock it before we get blown away. Gonna grind down this thruster, that thruster. Ah, it's wind. That thruster. Then that thruster. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna select all the ones that are red. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're gonna group, and it'll make a new group of these underneath the thrusters all. We're gonna call this reverse thrusters fly. Alright, and now we're gonna do something that's pretty cool. I'm gonna bring in all thrusters here, and I'm gonna save the toggle enabled so we can turn on or off all the thrusters at once. And then we're gonna grab the reverse thrusters, and I'm gonna throw it on 9. You can put it wherever, and I'll show you why we're doing that in a minute. And then I'm gonna take the batteries and I'm going to set mode to auto on that one. We're going to take the tanks, set auto on that one, and then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to set the mode to fill. Set the mode to fill. Alright. Now we're gonna get out and we're gonna weld these back up real quick. Alrighty, we are good to go. So what this does, this one lets us turn on and off our thrusters. This will set the tanks to the normal mode, and these will allow us to fill the batteries from a base or connected grid, and the same thing with the hydro tank. And this will enable us to turn on and off our reverse thrusters in case we still want all of our other thrusters on to like hold us in place. I'll go ahead and show you guys what I mean on that right now. So we're gonna disengage the parking, and we're gonna just fly upwards. Angle ourselves up. And we're gonna, while pressing W to go forward, we're gonna turn off our reverse thrusters so that now we're just coasting. The gravity is pulling us back a little bit, as expected. Just let us do its thing, and then we'll just pulse this. Down in the right hand corner, you'll be able to see a gravity marker. That's how we know we're still in gravity. Besides, you know, the effects of it actually pulling us down. But we're mostly out, over halfway. That's Relation Station. That's the station that'll bring you guys to. We're just gonna pop out of the atmosphere here. Alright, and we're in space. Now we currently have our dampers on, but our reverse thrust off, so we can change direction. We'll keep as much forward momentum as we can. We can go forward again. There we go. If you want to stop, you just remember to turn those on. And boom. I'm gonna land, I'm gonna armor this up. And when I come back, I will give you a showcase of what it can do. And I'm going to leave this be the last speaking portion of the video. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and keep on surviving out there. Alright, I'm going to show you some footage of going to every place that I've mentioned, all with a full inventory.